Aloha Thursday. Welcome to the Hawaii Fishing Gear Show. We are High Fish Gear, highfishgear.com, and the tackle shop located on the corner of Fort Weaver and Papipi Road in Eva Beach on the west side of Pearl Harbor on the island of Oahu. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. How are you guys doing? If you guys got any questions about Hawaii fishing in general, rod, reel, combos, pairings, you got questions about reels, you got question about Hawaii fishing regulations, now's the time. While we're live, drop your questions in the comment. Drop the questions in the comments. Your questions are what make this show entertaining. So please don't hesitate to drop your questions in the comments. Whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or TikTok, we are monitoring all the streams questions while we're live. I don't think there's anything new on the website since yesterday. Nope, we're good. We got a nice big restock on hooks. For those of you that were waiting for Maruto BKNs, we got restocked on pretty much all the sizes. If you didn't get a notification, you didn't sign up for one. So go check it out. Highfishgear.com. Maruto BKNs are restocked. We got stocked on Tabbies too. Tabbies, those are felt sole Tabbies. Great for walking the reef when the reef is a little bit slippery or the reef is a little bit pokey. It protects the bottom of your feet and gives you grip in the best area. And all you mainland guys who keep buying the Tabbies, it's real simple. US sizes. It's not different. If you wear one size US 10, you order one size 10 Tabbies. If you wear one size 10 and a half, no more 10 and a half, so you go 11. What size you wear?
11.
You wear 11s. What size shoe you wear?
10 half wide.
10. Yeah, same here. Yeah. Shoe brothers. All right, spiked Tabbies are restocked. Those are the blue camo spiked Tabbies. Yep. They're not spiked Tabbies though. They're spiked boots. Technically Tabbies, they're water boots. So yeah.
I think Tabby, really technical, isn't Tabby a sock that they use in Japan to wear inside of their boots?
I think so. We got to look into it. We got to find out a little bit more.
I think we kind of...
I'm sure there's somebody online that could probably inform us on that one. Let's go ahead and check out the questions. Do you like using papio flies? Do you like using papio flies?
Yes.
You prefer papios or you prefer grubs when whipping?
If I'm going to target papio that I want to catch to take home and eat, I'll do a fly. For sure. Fly behind a large bubble or an unleaded hammer bomb.
I like to start off with grubs, and then before my arm gets all jello, I like to throw out the fly and bomb them out as far as I can go. And if nothing bites on the fly, then I'm pow. Or, sometimes I'll have a fly rigged up, and then if nothing's biting on the fly after like 50, 60 casts or something, and I just want to get something, I'll throw on a grub.
Grub, yep.
Grub and egglet or hammer bomb. All right, let's go ahead and check it out. What's up, aloha, everybody on TikTok? Anybody watching on TikTok, make sure you follow. Our videos don't save on TikTok, so this might be your only opportunity to interact with us live. So go ahead and drop your questions in the comments and leave a follow. Anybody else, as you guys are watching, please feel free to drop a like on the video. It helps us reach other people. Okay, what kind of flies and what brand? Logan, I highly recommend checking out highfishgear.com. Under lures, you will find a section called saltwater flies. And under saltwater flies on highfishgear.com, you will find an assortment of locally tied saltwater deceivers, saltwater glow flies, and a bunch of different stuff. Those are usually what we use. Often I'll take either the I'll use I see a really good fly on our shelf, I'll snag one for my stash, What reel do you recommend for the 12-foot Okuma Rockaway? I'll let you take that one as I scroll through.
I believe the 12-foot's a medium.
There's a medium and a medium heavy.
Medium and medium heavy. It's the medium. I like the 5K Stratic. The medium heavy, you can get away with like a 5K Pen, a 4K Daiwa, or a 5K SW Shimano.
Okay.
A little bit more stiffer.
I think I'd go with that with a 5K Spheros and 5K on the 12-foot medium heavy, which is rated up to 4 ounces. So there you go, family picks on YouTube. This is from Iman's 808. The Penn Center 113H, which is the probably one of the best-selling reels in our state for Ulua fishing, is a 60 to 80 pound test reel. 60 pound test, I think you get 350 yards plus. 80 pound test, you get about 200, anywhere between 260 and 280 yards on 80 pound test. Monofilament, straight mono, no braid backing. So if that's what you got, if you already have a 4.0 spooled with 50 or 60 pound test and a medium heavy nitro, yes, that is a decent combo. But I would probably pair that 4.0 with a heavy action nitro. And if I had a medium heavy, I would probably pair that with a 40 to 50 pound test reel. Example, Jigmaster, Sea-Line, Seagate, Torium 30, Squall 40, and Fathom 40. By the way, those are all reels that are stocked on highfishgear.com when they're available. Okay, is this the new time? Yeah, we're going to try to do our lives at about 3 o'clock. What's up, 808 Kavai? Thank you for your subscribing. He says, yeah, I am subscribed to you. All right. Let's scroll down to the bottom on Instagram, see if there's any questions. And we're also monitoring YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, too. So drop your questions while we're live. We got an extended period of time. What do you recommend for beginners? Let's just say I'm a beginner. Usually when somebody says I'm just getting into fishing, I'm a beginner, you got to ask yourself, are you the kind of person that you're active and you cannot sit still and you want to walk around like this guy right here? There's a style of fishing called whipping where you're casting and retrieving repetitively, and you're moving around, you're trying different targets, you're trying to cast in different angles, you're casting from different rocks, different sand spots, you're all over the place. You want to stay active, you can't just sit still and watch. But that would be for whipping. And then if you're a little bit more, I work running all around and I don't want to run around anymore, I want to sit in a chair, I want to relax under the shade of a tent, I want to kick back and listen to music while I fish, that would be dunking. Dunking is where you cast out a live or dead bait, you let that lead sink to the bottom, you tighten up your line, you put it in a sand spike, you put a bell on your pole, you go find yourself someplace comfortable to sit, you wait for the bite, and every 15 to 30 minutes you go check your bait. Rods, I didn't grab one, I forgot to grab one, but the Shimano Scimitar 9-foot combo. Scimitar is spelled Symetre, Scimitar. It's a 9-foot rod with a 4K Shimano reel that's you can spool up with 15 pound test braid, and it can cast a big bubble 3/4 full. It's an all-around great beginner rod for $110 retail. It is a great entry-level rod, and when I say entry-level, from this rod, $110 rod and reel. Once you get the hang of it and you figure it out, you know what? I would love a longer rod.
Yep.
I would love a bigger reel. I would love a lighter rod. I would love a stiffer rod. You can figure out which way you want to go as opposed to jumping all over the place and never really having a good rod and reel combo. This is a perfectly matched 9-foot rod with a 4K reel. You can spool it up with 15 pound test. You can do bubbles, you can do egg lead, you can do hammer bombs, you can do a lot of different stuff with this rod. You can even throw 1.5 ounce lures if you wanted to. You can throw 1 ounce lures with it. You can do a lot with this whipping reel. For $110, it's a great starting point. Dunking side, we sell these Daiwa D-Wave combos here in the shop. They're 10-foot and 11-foot. I think we only got the 10-foots in stock right now. It is a 30-pound test rod. It's got a decent reel. It's not the best on the market. It's not the worst on the market. But for under $100 combo, it'll get you dunking today. So that's what I recommend for beginners. Okay. It was a long story. I had to go around Coco Head to get to Kailua on that one. All right. Can you get away with using a 5K Vanford on an ultralight rod? If you just use ultralight line, adjust drag accordingly.
If the reel foot can fit in the reel seat, most ultralight rods have a pretty small reel seat, like a size 14 or 16. Sure, if that's the only reel you got, and you want to split it up with 2, 4, 6 pound line,
Monofilament, yeah.
yeah, I don't see why not. But realistically, you want a 500 size or a
1,000 size for an ultralight rod.
Yep.
But Governor Guan, yeah, I'm all about making the budget work, brother. You know, if that's what you got, sample. You can't, you know, you'll find out how. All right. First Jan 2, I picked up a used Vanford 5K, and I put it on that
Back
Tika.
when it was called the Stratic CI4.
Yeah, Stratic CI4 is what it was. And I didn't like the balance of the rod and the reel. It was like
the reel's too light.
The reel's way too
rod's
light.
top heavy.
Yep, it felt awkward, and I dumped that CI4 and I got myself. I started using my FJ. All right. Any tips for someone getting into tying flies for the first time?
YouTube.
YouTube, great resource. Not a lot of deceiver
There is.
tip. There are
Yeah.
Hawaii deceiver flies tutorials.
No, it doesn't have to be Hawaii. Deceivers are deceivers.
Yeah.
You're just gonna buy the material in the color that you want, but the general part about how to make the body or wrap the material, the resin, and all that stuff's gonna be the same concept.
I got you.
It's just the colors that are gonna be different. But YouTube has a bunch.
Yeah,
of
there's a lot of
deceiver.
fly tying resources, but I think you got to look for the terminology, deceiver flies.
Yeah.
Hook. You'll need a fly tying kit, which includes a bobbin, some scissors, some other little tools.
The three most important things are the sharp scissors, the bobbin, and the bobbin threader, which will help you get the thread through the bobbin. Those are the three that you gotta have no matter what. The other ones you can get away with not having.
Yeah,
But
the
if you buy
added bonus that makes it easier, but
buy the vise plus a 7-piece kit, you're saving a lot of money.
yeah. And then you're gonna pick yourself up some bucktail, some accents. You pick yourself up some eyes, and don't forget UV cure resin with a UV flashlight. You probably find some more information on YouTube when people are talking about deceivers, but it's a nice, fun thing. I mean, it's always nice to pick up a new little skill and learn how to tie your own flies, and catching your own, you know, your first fish on your own fly is always going to be a thing. But if you don't have that kind of time, you know, and you actually going the route of making your own flies winds up being more expensive than picking up pre-made flies, you know, because you buy like $200 worth of fly tying materials as opposed to just grabbing $24 worth of flies, you know. All right. Let's see. I see some good ones coming through on YouTube. Okay, XN IPR, we do not discuss spots, brother. Sorry about that. But one thing I would look for, he says, where's a good beginner spot for walking reef, like bait, like taco, etc. You just want to find some place that's flats, where you get a constant flow of waves, not like a lagoon or anything, but someplace that is open and exposed with a shallow reef where you can walk out for a long distance. That's probably, I'm not even going to tell you what sides of the islands, but you want to find someplace that's an open, exposed, shallow reef where you can walk for, you know, half mile, 1 mile kind, and just clear water. Stay away from where the streams come out, because the water's not going to usually be that clean in those areas. All right. What rod to pair with the Penn Battle 4 8K? The Penn Battle 4 8K, in my personal opinion, I own 2 of them. Those are my dunking spinners. You can spool it with 30-pound test straight mono, or if you're fancy like me and you like do some 50-pound test braid backing 100 yards and top off the rest with 40-pound test mono, you can get a good amount of line on that reel. That pairs with a lot of rods. Here's some examples: Shimano Speedmaster 12-foot spinning, Penn Carnage 12-foot spinning, Penn Battalion 2 12-foot spinning, Fierce 4 12-foot spinning. You can pair it with a Daiwa Beef Stick 12-foot spinning. You can also drop it down to 11-foot if that's 12 foot's too long for you. 13-foot Okuma Hawaiian custom 3-piece rods. That's what I run with my Penn Battle 3/8Ks. There's a lot of rods, but you want to try to find a rod to pair with that reel, something that can cast up to, I would say, target 6-ounce minimum, 10-ounce max. There you go. Hopefully that answers your question. And RJ, if it doesn't answer your question, or if I don't hit the exact subject that you're looking for in my response to your question, send us an email. sales@highfishgear. Send us a DM on Instagram, Facebook. We'll do our best to respond. We take our time. We want to make sure you guys get the information you need. It's part of us giving back to our community. All right. Why are papio flies so expensive? Materials, everything in Hawaii. We pay about a 20% more bigger premium for the items that we get here in Hawaii. The fly tying itself, if somebody, even the best guys, they still takes time to tie flies. It takes time and energy, and if somebody's talented, they should get a premium for those flies that they tie. All right. Also, do you think you can repeat on what flies? Okay, you use the live stream is glitchy. Sorry. Logan, just check out our website. Most of the flies on our website are what are in my fly bin. Okay. Any real brands you don't carry in the shop but hope to someday?
On the spinning side, Van Staal wouldn't be a bad idea. On the conventional side, Avit's kind of picking up steam in Hawaii, but they're kind of specialized reels.
It's a West Coast thing.
Yeah.
I know, guys. You want to pick up an Avit to be a little bit different, but the reels that we carry, guys, you got to understand, it's not because we're limiting our. These are the staples. These are the ones that are
the big three.
Penn, Shimano, Daiwa, here in Hawaii. All right. We've weeded out a lot of the fringe. We're not going to stock every reel. We're not going to waste our time and our resources stocking every single reel to make sure that one random customer that comes in wanting that one particular reel, we got it. We're not that shop. Sorry, guys. Well, we're going to sell the ones that are great for beginners and the proven reels for the guys that have been around the block 100 times. All right, let's see. Kuma Rockaway for a 5K Gosa can. Yep, absolutely, Squidmox.
For sure, because even the medium's rated up to 3 ounces.
What kind of grounds in Thai do eels thrive in?
Sand. One word, sand.
I like sandy bottom with little rock heads here and there. Like taco grounds are great for like OEO grounds. Taco grounds equals OEO grounds, where you have little patches of rocks, but then you have nice stretches of sand.
Yeah.
And I'm basically telling you how the water looks out in Eva Beach, out 50 to 150 yards. That's kind of how the Eva Beach grounds is. It's taco grounds. It's sandy with patches of rock reef here and there. And that's usually where the OEOs like to congregate. Same as in the flats in certain parts of Oahu. Yep. You have sandy stretches, and then you have little rock heads that peek up. These are places that their food, the food that they eat, congregates. They like to live in the sand, but they also like to pick stuff off the rocks. So
it's
the
a
crabs,
blend. Yep. A blend of reef and sand.
Reef and sand.
But you got to have the sand there. Street reef, you're usually not going to find in an OEO.
Okay. Aloha for ha. Barbed or barbless hooks?
I'm all about that catch and release. I love the barbless.
Okay. Barbed, nothing wrong with it. Barbless, if you plan on catch and release, might as well just push your barbs in. You can buy the good hooks and you can push the barb in yourself with a pair of pliers. But it makes it easier to release the fish. And studies shown that not necessarily you're going to lose more fish.
Nope.
Too, they spit hook on the barbless as well, equally. So it's just one of those things. Your own personal preference. If you plan on doing catch and reliefs, might as well push on a barb. If you feel like you gotta have the barb, hey, nobody's telling you to change all your hooks. Nobody's telling you to specifically use barb. You're not required. It's up to you. But if you are planning on catching and releasing, a barbless hook makes it easier to get the hook out of the fish to release. It also poses less danger if you hook a turtle or if you hook a seal or a shark that you can't keep. All right. Let's see. Thank you. Do you have both those in stock? Both those suggestions in stock?
That's the one that asked about the beginner setups.
Beginner setup. We do have them both here in stock in the shop. I'm not sure if the D-Waves are online.
No.
They're not online, but we do have the Scimitar online right now. Mono Scimitar. We got in a good stock.
If you're looking for a the rod and reel separate, the Penrath 6 or 8K, and then we have some Daiwa beef stick rods that will pair nice with that, and you got yourself a combo. We don't
and we are getting restocked again tomorrow. What are some good grubs to use in Hawaii to whip? Kama. I'll go with my suggestions and I'll let Wallace go with his. I like to carry 3 styles of grubs. I like a darker brown or black profile, something that is a little bit transparent. That for me, that would be the Campania Lures Abalone. I like a clear grub with inclusions, some sort of glitter or some sort of inclusion. For me, that's the Campania Lures Revolver. So Revolver and Abalone. And then I like a pearl, a opaque, non-transparent, some sort of pearlescent grub. And for me, that's usually Campania Lures Owama. What are your go-to grubs?
Black, of course, between Knox, Campania, and CHL. I have blacks in all the brands. Clear with glitter, Revolver, one, and then my third one would be I'm not a fan of Obake, but I have off colors like red. Red seems to be a really successful color for using egg lead on the bottom, closer to the bottom of the reef. I think it kind of mimics those smaller alihis and the cardinal fish, and I think that's why it makes it really popular. So reds, I like reds as my middle color.
All right, here's a question over here. YouTube, Bruce Too Valid. What island is best for GT fishing? Big Island. I have to say it. Oahu still get fish, but something special about the Big Island, man.
Yep.
Big Island. And we're not gonna talk about spot. 2 fish. Number 1, you gotta get your fishing license now. Number, please, and I say this to everybody, even if you live here and you're just getting into fishing, please take a moment to respect the culture that you are entering. There is native Hawaiian culture. There's Japanese, Chinese, Filipino, and Portuguese culture here in the islands that revolve around fishing. You're going to somebody's church when you step on those grounds. So please respect the culture when you get into fishing Hawaii. Pay attention, talk to people, listen to what is good and what is bad. All right. Are advanced stalls good for GT fishing?
The thing that makes Van stalls really good is they're 100% sealed. So if you get wet a lot or you fish in the surf a lot like a lot of people on the East Coast do, that's what's going to be a really good reel for you. If you don't get wet and you're looking for GT reels, you have Shimano, Stella, Daiwa, Saltiga will probably be a little bit better options than the Van stall because of the gear ratio, the drag, and the internals. But if you get wet, a Van stall for sure. I would take a Van stall over a Saltiga and a Stella.
When do people get wet? Kala fishing, waiting out for oils. What else?
Swimming out to islands to go fish for moi.
So I think the real answer to that question, are Van stalls good for GT fishing? The answer is no.
They'll do the job.
No, it's not. Do Van stalls have stopping power?
Yeah.
Okay. But the main advantage to a Van stall is that it's sealed.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily need a sealed reel. Everybody's running Stellas and Saragosas. Yep. Those are saltwater rated reels. I mean, they can handle a little splash, even a mild submersion.
I mean, they are a little cheaper than a Stella and a Saltiga, so price is a factor, dollar for dollar.
What's the speed? What's the gear ratio on the average GT size Van stall?
5.7.
And what's the gear ratio on a Stella?
Depends on which model, anywhere between 5.3,
8K, 10K,
5.3 and 6.2. The XGs are 6.2. The HGs are 5.
So the gear ratio on a what is it called, Van stall is comparable
depending on the size. Because they got like 5 different sizes.
I think this is just my opinion, and
Hawaii,
my opinion, which can go back and forth on certain things. Everybody I've known that's bought a Van stall has sold it. That's just pretty much what it is. Bought, show off, all fancy. They got it because they thought they was gonna get wet. Later on, they're dumping it, throwing it up on auction.
Unless you're constantly getting wet, you're better off with like, yeah, Shimano Stella.
I think if you're getting constantly dumped on, you're just a person that just likes to be in the water fishing, walking out waist high, wave overhead, and you want a reel that you can always depend on, Van Staal. But if you want a good stopping power, precision lay, beautiful Cadillac reel, go with that Shimano. Go with what do you feel about the Slammer?
The two downsides to the pens have always been their weight for their size, and their spool lip design sucks. It's still flat versus Shimano and Daiwa, where it's a little bit more curved, so you lose a lot of casting distance.
It's like it's a Ferrari, you know. It's a sports car. You got the round square Buick, and then you got the curvy Nissan Z, you know.
Yeah.
Like, but I was just thinking about that, you know. Like I'm always. This is from experience. It's a preference that developed over time. A Shimano Stratic 5K feels nicer than a Penn Battle 3 4K.
Yes.
Penn Battle 4 4K. It feels nicer. It's lighter in weight. It feels smoother. You know, and then even when you get into the higher end of Penn spinning reels, where you get stuff like there's the Authority that we tried out. Still feels like a hunk of metal.
Yep. Weight.
Do they?
The market is most of their market is charter boat fishermen, surf casters.
Where you're not constantly casting and retrieving.
Yeah, you don't see bass guys using pens. You don't see. I mean, that conventional reels, let's be real, is what they're really about.
Yeah.
But their spinning market is boat charter captains and surf fishing.
I see what you're saying. All right, let's see what other questions we have. No other questions on TikTok. Hey, look at that. We're already pushing 27 minutes. We're going to give you guys more time because we have the rest of the day to finish up the tasks that we do, as opposed to before we would start the show at like 4 o'clock and
Yeah.
we'd be like, oh, gotta go. We're already like
Pushing the limits.
half an hour past 5 o'clock. There is a good question over here. Is frozen smelt good for bait for dunking? You can use it. It's a cheap alternative.
Yeah.
Local fish like anything kind of fishy and raw that you can throw in the water, you know, like
The texture's kind
saba
of
fillet.
like the texture on the smelt's kind of like a coulis.
Yeah.
You throw it out within 10-15 minutes. You got to check the bait. The
Something's picking on
skin's
it.
really good, but the meat just the
Smelt, in my opinion, based on Thomas's experience, is great for just kind of palu.
Yeah.
You want to get some action around where you at, show some smelt in the water, start a little feeding frenzy. Hopefully it'll bite one that's on your hook. Let's see what other questions we got on Instagram. What are some good grubs to use? I think we answered that one. Any tips for catching a eel? I think I just answered that one too. And 1,200 days. Be careful, Bada. Don't recommend spots on our lives. All right. So barb, no matter. Barb actually does not a factor when it comes to fish coming off, especially with circle hooks themselves. Pretty much when the fish moves, and that it's not like it's gonna unset itself with tension on it. You know, as long as you keep tension on it, you're gonna hold that fish.
If your drag
with that
set right and you're constantly keeping tension, the hook shouldn't be able to pop out.
Best music for lure fishing. Personally, if I'm at the beach and I'm playing music with other people that might hear it, gotta play some Hawaiian reggae.
Yeah, you gotta play Hawaiian.
Hawaiian reggae. It's just so mild and it's not offensive. Doesn't have a lot of curse words. Doesn't have no curse words. It's just a mild.
I don't think I've ever been to a beach where music was playing and it wasn't either reggae, Hawaiian, or like old school like
Hip hop.
Yeah.
Ever Beach Park, bro. You can tell when the uncles is out. You hear, "This is how we do it."
the 90s rap, the hip hop.
the Polynesian hip hop too. You get that. But hey, Hawaiian reggae music with old school Hawaiian music too is always great for lure fishing. Something peaceful, you know.
Yeah.
I know people like get all amped up and stuff, and then the young kids, they probably playing more hip hop and stuff. But if you get other people around, play something pleasant, you know. The kind of all curse words blasting on your all high stereo system. Omilu's Love Owama, good call. There you go. Let's see. When you guys restocking on Nitro Olopos? We just got restocked. Black and orange. The word from the distributor, way behind on production. Way behind on production. I'm assuming soon enough there will be a large container of Nitros hitting the islands, and all the rainbow colors will be restocked. All right. Sign up for notifications on the colors on our website. There's actually 2 new colors coming out this year. Stay tuned. Van stalls are great for GT if you don't mind the weight and it not being as smooth as a Stellar. So it sounds like they're great for, but they're not as. Okay, let's see. I'm constantly getting wet with the FK Stellas in the surf and all. When you got, okay, I think I already answered the question about the Nitros. Would you rather catch uluas on a popper using a spinning reel or conventional using slide bait?
Team spinner.
I like the conventional ulua pose. Just that, ooh, putting your whole body into it and getting that lift and just feeling, oh, it's giving, it's coming in, it's coming. Oh, it's such a freaking great feeling.
If I try to raise my ego and kind of puff my chest out, it's way harder to catch an ulua on spinning gear than it is conventional.
Oh,
gear.
I know.
But if I'm just trying to catch one, conventional taco leg.
I love the feeling of that boost of an ulua pole, and then having it run, and then finally slow down, and you take up the slack, and you get that first boost, and you can just feel the weight, and you can actually feel that you're making progress.
Yep.
Cool.
I've got one on each setup, so I'm kind of like.
And that grunt and that adrenaline flowing through your body.
And then you're running on the sand with the fish all tired. Gotta take on 1 hour break.
Bruh, that's the best. That is the best. But I like the conventional. But I also like that feeling of having that spinner in your hand and the tip just bending down, and you can hear your reel. That's a good feeling as well.
It's cheaper to catch it on a conventional setup because you're catching it on a spinner, man. You might have to replace something after that fish.
What size reels would you get to cover all areas of plugging and jigging? All right, let's break it down. I like the 6K because the 5K always feels a little too small.
All areas of plugging and jigging. There's not going to be one reel that's going to cover all because...
I think you can stop at 10. Have you ever owned a 14 or higher?
I've owned a 30K Stella when I had my kayak.
Oh, kayak.
Live bait.
What are you talking about for plugging and jigging?
But, I mean, if you're jigging an 1.5 ounce versus throwing a 3-ounce plug, there's not going to be one reel. You know what I mean? It's going to depend on the size of lures you're throwing.
Wait,
but I think the 6K will cover most... Unless you live on the Big Island, a 6K will cover pretty much all your needs.
Is 10s always a PG, or is it the 8s always a PG?
Most of Shimano's SW10s are going to be PGs.
PGs. So 8 with a 10 spool.
No. All the newer Shimano SWs, the 8s are all turning into their own size.
Oh, so it's 10, 14.
10, 14.
I got you now. You know, probably right there. 14 if you're going really, really big game.
Yep.
8K if you're going medium. 6K if you're going like 3-ounce kind of lures.
1.5 to 3 ounce, which is what most people are throwing. The 6K will cover a lot. Some guys whip with their 6Ks too.
Okay, how much is a Torium 30 at High Fish Gear?
You can check the website. There's a price there.
No, I got you. Well, let me check the website. Where's my phone?
Just check the website. Oh, I don't have.
Let me go to highfishgear.com and look it up for you real quick. Torium 30.
The website shows the price and the stock availability. It's the same exact thing in store.
Currently, we are sold out, but the Torium 30 HGA, $269.99. $269.99. There you go. I got that from highfishgear.com. All right, I think we already answered that one, and I think we're all caught up. Barbs was
not so much fake news.
Yeah,
it's more personal preference.
We're not saying it's fake news, but I mean they make hooks with barbs for a reason. But you know, people that want to protect turtles, monk seals, they're trying to encourage people to use barbless hooks. If you're planning on releasing the fish, might as well.
Plus, if you accidentally get one stuck in your finger or your back, easy to pull them out either way.
It is a lot easier to pull out. If you're asking my opinion, I prefer barbed hooks. How come people say Nitro's no good and the tips always break? I think you're listening to the wrong people, brother. I've heard negative things about every single thing. I don't repeat it because there's personal opinions. And one guy that busts his Nitro on the first cast doesn't mean that every Nitro is bad. I think my only response to that question is more Nitros are sold than any other brand of lure poles in the state of Hawaii. And of course, with more rods out there for a longer period of time, you're going to have some people that snap the top halves.
Especially when they're trying to overload the rod with heavy lead and heavy line on a rod that's, you know, a medium or medium heavy, trying to throw in 10-ounce lead on one.
Yeah. I don't hear a lot of people say that. There's been one other person that asked it during live. But yeah, Nitros are great rods, man.
I think a lot of lure poles that just get damaged on the cast, somebody probably might have accidentally just barely chipped it with a rock or something.
Just keep in mind, if you're within warranty, if you're within the 30 days, we're not gonna grill you. We're not gonna ask you how you bust your rod, brother. We're not gonna ask you. You got 30 days. We can exchange it with our distributor. But if you lie about how you bust your pole,
30 days, no hassle.
yeah. If you lie about how you bust your pole, bachi. All right. And one thing I want to say real quick. If you have ever received a free rod or free gear from any company, whether it be flies, I don't know, anything that requires a public opinion, if you are stating your opinion on that product, I think it is in everybody's interest if you say, oh, I just want to let everybody know I get free stuff from Brada all the time, and I love it. It's great stuff. I like how it does this and this and that. But start it off with, just so you guys know, I get free stuff from this company, and rather than just go, oh, these rods are excellent. Let everybody know that you are biased. Because I've seen a lot of people talking like really good about or defending products and brands when I know for a fact that guy never paid for one in his life. He got it free. He's on Testa, you know. He's on Testa
or Pro Staff.
Yeah, Pro Staff or Tester. Hey, say it clearly. If you get free stuff from a company, your opinion is biased. Say that. And I'm talking about the forums. One more thing before I leave you. What do you feel about the Mean Girls Club? The Mean Girls Club in our forums. Ones that just nothing good to say but mean. The Mean Girls Club. If you think I'm talking about you, I'm probably talking about you.
You get the trolls that are part of the Mean Girls Club, and a lot of us know who the trolls are, and we troll back. But you get some of those that just negative on everything, and it, you know, I gotta kind of bite my lip because of where I work.
But you also, oh yeah, okay, so what you're saying.
But sometimes I fire back. But those guys gotta kind of relax, right? Everybody,
enough with the freaking smoke screen, like.
Everybody started somewhere.
And they just crapping on. Did you get crapped on when you was coming up? Is that what it is?
I don't care. You stay over there posting with 7 lures you caught paddling out lines over the weekend. I gonna catch my one goldfish, go home and eat dinner.
Yeah, no, I get you saying. Well, I'm just talking more about guys just kind of like, you know, new people come into the groups. Maybe they're coming in with a little bit, not disrespect, but they're coming in kind of obnoxious.
They don't know how to ask the right questions.
They're not asking the right questions and they get shit on. And I feel bad for the new guys, but it's just it's always the same fuckers being dicks, bro. Just stop being dicks in the groups, bro. That's all I wanted to say.
If you're gonna troll other trolls, but don't troll one newbie trying to ask one serious question and you're giving them bad information.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I know the other trolls might be laughing and you told him that Umilu was one ahi. Fucking dicks,
Get one
bruh.
difference between playful smoke screenings and sooner or later somebody can.
I'm not calling of them, but it's just the Mean Girls Club is what I like to call them.
I don't care because to this day nobody ever did anything to me.
You didn't get shit on the way up? I didn't.
I did.
I did.
By talking like guys, they like throw violent words out there and
Oh, yeah.
and get mad like bro,
From
come
Eva
on.
Beach, bro.
Not worth it, bro.
All right, I think we're good. We gave you guys 40 minutes. That's it. Leave a like. Mahalo, guys. Aloha.